Oh god, it's tiny. Okay, we're good. Alright, so apparently this is copy protection. The original version of this game came with one of those like red gel magnifying glasses, and you had to find the fingerprints on the map and then figure out which one is this. And they realized that was too hard. So in later copies of the book, in the big manual, they just give you this. So who is this? Also, if we get this wrong, the game will lock us out and we'll close. So, alright. It's Clarence. Clarence Sperone. Yeah, okay. No, it's not, because Clarence has that, like, one line. Could it be the Colonel? I think it's the Colonel. It's not, because there's I think it's the Colonel. Gloria Swan song. That one's too oblong. Yeah, God forbid you lose the manual. Well, I was reading it, I couldn't find pictures, but yeah, it's like there were partially hidden fingerprints on a map that you had to look at through a red gel magnifying glass, and that was too hard, so they just gave you this. All right, I'm pretty sure it's the Colonel. Colonel Dijon. Oh, come on. Boo. I just got that. The curtain is about to go up. Please be seated. Ooh, it's like a show. That's neat. I am sitting. Have you previously attended a performance of... Ooh, that lightning effect. Pretty good. I have not. Oh, nothing happened. Nothing bad ever happens to a rich old guy about to sign his will. This music's actually pretty good. Whoa. Alright, this rules. Alright, best opening sequence. Executive producer Ken Williams. Written by Roberta Williams. Featuring Colonel Henry Dijon. His faithful staff, Salih, Fifi, Jeeves. This is super cool, actually. The rest of the Dijon family. Rudy, Gertie, Gloria. The Prune family. Lillian, Ethel. The Colonel's confidants. Clarence Sparrow, Dr. Wilbur C. Fields. And starring Laura Bow. (1925) Tulane University, New Orleans, LA. Directed by Roberta Williams and Chris Iden. You can tell it's the 20s because there's flappers. Hey Laura, want to come with me this weekend to my Uncle Henry's estate? He's having a family reunion of some sort. You can keep me company. I don't know, I have studying to do. Oh, come on, it'll be a scream. It'll be such a creepy old place you might find it interesting. Okay, count me in. This music slaps. That was my best 1920s impersonation. 2 nights later. Okay. This is a really impressive title sequence. When, is that a fart or a frog? I think it's a frog. Or a farting frog. Oh, there's definitely no mosquitoes in this river. We're here, Laura. Misty Acres. Well, what do you think? I like the lightning. It looks interesting, all right. Wait till you meet the family. Any house that requires a boatman to get to is not safe. Good job, Ken Allen. The song. Yes. Jeeves, don't you remember me? I'm Lillian. Oh, yes. Everyone else has already arrived. They're just sitting down for dinner. Please come in and join them. He has got some bone structure. I'm glad you're all here. I'm sure you're wondering why I sent for you. And why I'm pointing so much. As you know, I'm a very wealthy man. I have invested my money wisely and put away almost every dime, so I'm pointing at you. However, my end is near, and I have decided to bequeath my millions to each of you sitting at the table. This is a good idea. However, except, of course, Lillian's friend. Aww. Laura. Ahem. Anyway, as I have said, you're all inheriting my money, and you will inherit equally when I go. If any of you should die before I do, then your share, will be distributed to the equally surviving parties. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm tired, Fifi. Help me back to my room. Good night, all. Part of me feels like this is old money. Can you believe that? The old goat. Oh, it is a plantation house. He's just a skinflint. I don't think you deserve any money. Speak for yourself. How much do you think he's got? Well, I know what I'm doing with my share. Your share? I bet the old codger outlives you. I wonder how sick he is. Do you think he's gonna go soon? I've had enough of this. Laura and I will retire to our room now. This is a really good idea that you definitely should have said to everyone. It is a plantation house. I remember reading that from like the synopsis. So it's old money. Act 1. This is the guest room you share with Lillian. Though a bit tired looking, it seems comfortable enough. Laura dear, please excuse me. I'm going to go freshen up in the bathroom. Why don't you explore this estate a bit? Something doesn't feel right. Everybody's acting too strange, even Lillian. What would Daddy do in a situation like this? Honey, if things don't feel right, they probably aren't. Observe the situation closely, yet be unobtrusive. Explore your surroundings quietly and carefully. Try not to question the others without raising suspicion. Notice small details, take lots of notes, and above all, be careful. So... Is this a... Oh, shoot. Okay, this is a parser. This is the great room you will share with Lillian. Though a bit tired looking, it seems comfortable enough. Open. You're not close enough. Okay. What's the difference between Creole and New Orleans? Creole is like kind of the region, but like New Orleans, like they're both kind of the same. They're like similar. This is the back upstairs hallway of the mansion. Like, you can get Creole food in New Orleans. And like the Creole live in New Orleans. But not everyone who lives in New Orleans is Creole. It looks as if this may have been a nursery at one time. Now it has been converted into a makeshift guest room with Ethel as its current guest. Talk to Ethel. Where is Lillian, Laura? I'd like to speak with her. She went to freshen up in the bathroom. She'll be right back. My nephew tries to pass himself off as a gentleman, but he's nothing but a worthless gambler and womanizer. Okay. So we did that part. This is actually really cool. They did a lot with the colors. Look. Room. This is the back upstairs hallway of the mansion. Okay. Oh. Thanks, game. Just do that yourself? Open. What do you want to open? Enter bathroom? That is not understood. Just do that yourself. How do I get into the bathroom? That is not clear. Ah, kitty. Okay. A modern bathroom has been installed into this old house. Hi, Laura. I'm feeling better now. That ride through the bayou had me plumb frazzled. If you need to freshen up, I'll be done in just a bit. Look at Lillian. Your friend Lillian Prune is a rebellious flapper. Like you, she is 20 years old, but unlike you, she has been known to hang out in speakeasies, smoke, and run around with several young men. She is assertive and outgoing to the point of obnoxiousness, but underneath it, you believe her to be a lonely, insecure girl. Wow, that's mean. Your friend is freshening up in the bathroom. Look at perfume. You see nothing special. Okay, so we know she is applying perfume. Whoa. Whole arm. Open. There's nothing special you need inside the linen cabinet. That's a linen cabinet. Pull. I'm getting really good at spelling armoire. I'm learning that about myself. I didn't mean to touch my mic. Okay. Da, da, da. I guess maybe this game does not understand puh. I'm supposed to do something with this. I don't know how I opened up the door before. See a dusty old mirror hanging on the wall. You notice a lovely seat under the large windows. You see a waste paper basket near the sink. And here's a turlet. It does the job required of it. Don't we all? I'm supposed to... just like patois or pidgin English. Okay, Creole is the culture, and New Orleans is the place. Oh, did I already mess up? This walkthrough is different than the other one. Okay. That's a linen cabinet. Can't do that. Push cabinet. I can't do that. Pull seat. Look seat. You notice a lovely seat under the large windows. Ooh. Oh, thank you. Thank you, David Alexander. Thank you for the bits. We are on the struggle bus right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Beneath the two Greek statues, you see two dressers. Wa-da-da-da. How do I... Oh, she's just dancing in the corner now. I've not played it before. I'm trying to figure out how to move this armoire. Following my little dance. We are using a walkthrough, like, just to help. But I can't even get the walkthrough to work. This game does not smell. Smell. Sniff, sniff. Okay. Push seat. I can't do that. Pull seat. I can't do that. Look basket. You see a waste paper basket near the sink. Look in basket. Currently, it is empty. Oh, okay. Oh, is it this one? Oh. Pull armoire. You pull on the armoire. Surprise. You find that the whole thing opens to reveal a secret door. Dun, dun, dun. You found a small hidden room in the house. Thank you. Look painting. I gotta get used to the parser command box. What picture? You don't see any picture. Oh, what? Okay. Look, holes? There's nothing of interest in Gertie and Gloria's room. It's Alf. Look, holes. Should I... Should I censor this? What is happening? Oh no. Okay. Ooh la la. I didn't know it would be like this. Oh, okay, I do appreciate you, but you better leave before we're noticed. Nothing, I think they're just like smooching. Okay, she's leaving. She's leaving dressed. Okay. Is anyone gonna see me going through these secret passages? Okay, no, they close behind. They're still open behind me. Then go through. Oh god, we should save. We'll just say 7:15. This elegant room must be the Colonel's. You notice there's an elevator here. Oh god, I have to spell Colonel. The old Colonel seems uncharacteristically in an agitated state. His eyes dart around the room and he fidgets in his wheelchair. Frowning, he watches you, suspiciously. Look. Cigar. The Colonel smokes a small, nasty-smelling cigar. Smell. Sniff, sniff. Smell. Room? Okay. Smell. Okay. Smell. Colonel. Sniff, sniff. Okay, it's just sniff, sniff. Does he know there's a bunch of weird secret hidden rooms? It doesn't appear that this room has been used in a long time. However, it seems to be the guest room of Dr. Wilbur C. Fields. Look. Bag. It's Dr. Fields' bag. Open bag? Open bag? Since it belongs to Dr. Fields, you should leave it alone. Don't mind me. Just smelling your house. We're gonna pull this one. These games have really helped improve my spelling. Pull on the armoire, and surprise, you find the hole. It reveals to open a secret door. Yeah. Look. Holes. Gertie isn't deserving of any of Henry's money. Why, she's not even a blood relative. What are you gonna do about it, Mother? Well, I can certainly talk to Henry about hers and those two brats of hers. You never change, do you, Mother? Never mind, Lillian. You and I will never agree on anything. Okay. I saw the dagger in the corner of my eye and I was like, ah! Ah! This is the front upstairs hallway of the plantation house. A grand staircase leads down to the lower level. What? Oh, are you kidding me? Of course. Of course, Roberta Williams. Of course she'd do me dirty like this. Of course she'd do me dirty. Oh geez, so I got it. That was 7:15, so we gotta go smell the guy again. Ah. Da-da-da. Smell. I don't have it. It looks like you fell head over heels. Get out of here, automatic horse. Okay. Da-da-da. Wilbur Dr. Feels. Look bag, it's Dr. Feels bag, okay. Hey, someone has to do the sarcastic death lines. Yeah, here, King's Quest 6 narrator. Or 5. They were also sassy in 5. Look. Cigar. The Colonel smokes a small, nasty smelling cigar. Don't mind me. Ah. Look, holes. Ah. Alright, we already had that. Alright, we're gonna save. Stairs are fun. Just, of course Roberta Williams would do me dirty like that. This is the front downstairs hallway of the big house. I do automatically walk down the stairs, though. That's nice. Do. This is the back to downstairs hallway of the big house. Double French doors lead out back. Oh, that sound design, though. Look. Clock. The incessant ticking of the stately grandfather clock is the only sound you hear in the hallway. Pull clock. Yeah. You pull on the grandfather clock, and to your surprise, you find that the whole clock opens to reveal a secret door. Look. Holes. What a skinflint Uncle Henry is. Man, what I could do with his dough. Why do we keep saying skinflint? How rich is he, darling? Don't know for sure. At least a couple mil. Look at those eyebrows. If he's so rich, why doesn't he keep this place up better? It's such a dump. Bum, bum, bum. The old miser wouldn't part with a penny if he could help it. I wonder if Fifi's getting any of his money, though. I bet she's trying anyway. Why, she practically has him wound around her little finger, darling. It's disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, what are you going to do about Clarice? Oh, him? I've decided to break up with Clarice. I have a new beau, a director no less. He's such a doll. Clarence isn't going to like it when you break it off. I don't trust him at all, the snake. Oh, darling. That reminds me, remember that little medical problem I had? I don't trust Wilbur to keep it quiet. It could ruin my career if it got out. I've got to talk to him. You do that, my dear sister. As for me, I'm going to retire to my room for a while. Kiss, kiss. Alright, let's save again. We are at 7:30. What is this? An interesting oval mirror. Okay, pull. Another secret door. I feel like we should stop being astonished at this point. Look. Holes. I do love our little eyes. I've offered her a fair deal many times for her property along the river, but the old biddy won't sell. Soon she's gonna force me into taking some sort of action. What could you possibly want with that swampy land? It's no good for anybody. Oh, look at the smoke rings. Little do you know, Gertie, my dear. Let's just say that I happen to know it's worth a great deal, and I have several rich potential investors who would back me up on any plan to exploit it. Well, tell me. I've said too much already. You probably go and blab everything to Ethel. Everyone has really great eyebrows in this family. Oh, of all the nerve. Well, if I were Ethel, I wouldn't sell you any land either. You're no better than a low-down snake in the grass. I don't know what my daughter sees in you. My affair with Gloria is none of your business. Besides, she doesn't care what you think. She doesn't think, that's why she married you. You're trying to exploit my daughter just like you try to exploit everyone else. Well, I've got the goods on you, mister. I know about your little racehorse scam. If you don't watch your P's and Q's, I'm gonna tell him about it. Try it, lady. I've had enough of this. Yeah, just keep blowing smoke right into the old lady's face. that'll kill her the slow way. Okay, so we moved up in time. 7:45. What is my speed? Okay, I can go a little faster. We'll put a little pep in her step. You're standing in front of the old plantation house right by the front door. It's real creepy and dark out here. You shiver at the thought of venturing out alone. Perhaps you ought to go back inside. This is the southwest corner of the mansion, right outside the billiard room. Oh, at least we know there's not going to be like a wolf. Okay, standing at the northwest corner, right outside the colonel's study. You've come across a ramshackle little playhouse. Hanging from a nearby tree, you see an old rope swing. Seeing these long ago playthings makes you wonder about the children who used to live here. Hi, Luck! You're standing at the west side of the circular gravel driveway leading to the old plantation house. This is not what I wanted. Here we go. Could be alligators. Or lawyers. There's only one stall in the old stable. There's an old broken down nag in the stall. You deduce this must be Blaze. This isn't what I wanted then. Oh, his little ears move. Today's Saturday. Where? A nag is a lady horse. Isn't it, Okay, there's the family cemetery. You see a rusted iron bell at the top of an old bell tower. A rope dangles a short distance beneath the bell, while a ladder runs up the tower's side. Behind a weathered fence, you also noticed the remnants of the old plantation fields. Spooky. Oh, you've come down into a rundown carriage house. Old crates have been piled up before one of the doors. For obvious reasons, it has not been used as a carriage house for some time. You peer through the gloom of the old carriage house. Parts of a decrepit carriage lie in the right corner, and a small rowboat named Minnow rests in the left corner. Look. Oil can. You see an old oil can sitting on the workbench. Take oil can. You're not close enough. Okay. That's a loud noise. Look. Carriage. You see parts of an old carriage in the right corner. Look. In carriage. You look inside the decrepit carriage and find a crowbar. Thinking it might come in handy, you take it with you. Alright, we're armed with a crowbar. No one better try to murder me for the money I'm not getting. This is an old plantation chapel. Above the pulpit, you see a beautiful stained glass window. Look. Pulpit. Look. Room? Oh, pulpit is 1L. The old plantation chapel above the pulpit. Okay. You're momentarily startled when a floorboard sags as you step upon it. Okay. You notice some sagging floorboards near the pulpit. Used crowbar on floor. Pry floor with crowbar. Try another way to save that. There we go. The floorboard has been pried open, exposing a small niche in the chapel floor. Look in hole. You're not close enough. Inside the niche, you see an old leather-bound Bible. Look, Bible. After removing the brittle old Bible from the opening of the floorboard, you carefully open it. Written inside the front cover, you see... Okay. So... this is like the family? Upon further searching through the old Bible, you notice a strange notation on the last page. It says, Sarah, our end is near. The bell will ring solemnly on our final night, and then will sound no more. Sir Lancelot will forever salute us. Do not weep for us, my child. We will watch over you. We love you. Do not ever forget. Mama. With a sad heart, you tenderly close the fragile Bible and reverently place it in its hiding place under the chapel floorboards. We'll save. Spooky chapel. Thank you for the save, Redeem Luck. That's not the door. This is the door. East. Spooky. That Out the back door, a garden path encircles a small statue, then continues through a lovely rose arbor. You feel better now that you're back in the house. It was scary out there. Look. 2 old-fashioned armoires flank the back door. Open. Too bad, the armoire's locked. Oh. Okay, so we have to... Actually, I'm going a little too fast. This must be the library. You see many books of various sundry topics displayed in the bookcases. Tucked into one wall, you notice an elevator shaft. Man, look at those eyebrows. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the chair. Okay. This appears to be the colonel's study as a large desk dominates the room. Upon the desk, you notice a small glass case. At the back of the room, two large cabinets also catch your attention. Hello, Fifi. Look. Case. You look through the small glass case and notice a little silver derringer mounted upon a blue velvet backing. Talk to Fifi? Fifi doesn't have time for idle chit chat. She's too busy cleaning the colonel's study. Open cabinet. Cautiously, you peek inside the open door of the cabinet. Not surprisingly, part of the colonel's weapons collection is housed here. Within the cabinet, you see an Australian boomerang, a steel cutlass, a pearl handled dagger, a mace, and an antique crossbow. Thanks, Fifi. All right. Why am I yawning? Okay. Oh, because it's high octane gameplay. You've entered the parlor of the old mansion. Against the back wall, you notice a sculpted marble bar, and in the corner, a parrot swings from its bird stand. Oh, he's blowing smoke rings at me. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. Upon the countertop, you see a decanter of cognac. Do you need to decant cognac? I thought that was just a wine thing. Um, guess we looked at it. What? Why? Why did that fall on me? I gotta do all that again. No. Oh, we gotta go do all that again. Okay. Roberta. See, it's a good thing you made us save luck. Thank you. What? Why is the Red Baron here? We got crushed by a chandelier. This is not how Sia described it. Okay, we gotta look at the gun again. Look case. Alright. This is Derringer. Open cabinet. We peek inside the cabinet. We see Australian boomerang, steel cutlass, pearl handled dagger, a mace, and an antique crossbow. Roberta. I guess the whole we do know that this house is falling apart. Then we gotta look at the decanter. Look, decanter. Decanter of cognac. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna save. New save. Please no kill me, please. Look, armor. A very old suit of armor with one gloved hand holding a battle axe stands besides the stairway. Although it's well polished, all of the joints are completely rusted. Use oil on mask. That's a neat little animation. Bing, 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 bing. Open mask. You carefully open the armor's visor and peek inside. You see a small metal valve handle hanging by a hook inside the armor's helmet. You grab the valve handle. You also see an old yellowed note pasted on the inside of the helmet. Curious about the old note, you read it. It says, "Our dearest daughter Sarah, we knew you would know to look in the armor. This war is terrible. We fear our end is near. In case you're not the only one to find this note, we won't give too much away. Use this valve handle with your favorite water nymph. Don't ever forget, we love you very, very much. Love forever, Papa and Mama." Dude, every old plantation house is just full of secrets. Not good ones. Oh, I didn't mean to go outside. Oh, it's shaking. Is that, I cannot spell chandelier. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, we hear it, like, twinkling. Okay. It's just an empty closet. Okay. This is a cozy guest room which Gloria and Gertie are sharing. Look. Oh! Okay. We finished Act 1. We saw the, look. Gertie. Gertrude Dijon is the Colonel's widowed sister-in-law. She is obviously behind the times, as she looks like she's just stepped out of the gay 90s. A bit of a snob, she walks around with her nose up in the air and has an annoying habit of constantly playing with her many strand of pearls. Okay, we'll do a new save. I think they mean the 1890s, because this is supposed to be 1925. So it's Act 2, 8 o'clock. This seems to be another guest room that Rudy and Clarence are sharing. Leave me alone, you cad. Maybe I wasn't supposed to see that. Oh! It looks like someone dropped a white handkerchief on the ground. Take... handkerchief. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Did something happen in here? A small table is lying on its side near a wide open window. Is that cigar smoke you smell? Uh-oh. I'm gonna reload because I don't know if I was supposed to see that thing that happened in the other room, because I know that sometimes you can trigger things in the wrong order and that means you don't get all the points. So just in case, I'm gonna take... I cannot spell. Handkerchief. Okay. Ah, did something happen in here? A small table is lying on its side near a wide open window. Is that cigar smoke you smell? Look. Window. Who could have opened the window? And why? Oh, things are getting spicy. Someone's walking outside on the second story veranda. Who could it be? Oh. One important tool a good detective uses besides asking questions of people is to selectively reveal information to them and listen to their response. If you tell Gloria about Fifi, you may receive additional information about what Fifi, or at least what Gloria, thinks of her. Honey, if you found any items you're confused about or would like more information, try showing it to the others. They may reveal more information about it to you. Hi! Hi, Rain! Thanks, Daddy! Okay. Thanks, Mr. Rogers. Thank you, Telekinetic Father, as your tutorial. I love it. Okay, so I went downstairs, north, and... Okay, we're at the... We're at this, and then the study's the next room. I do kind of appreciate the tutorial, because usually stuff like that would just be... Ah! Okay, that was supposed to happen. Usually all that stuff's in, like, the manual, which we don't have, because this is a digital game now. I can't go on with this any longer. I must tell him about... Quiet. Let's go into the house to continue this discussion. Whoa! Thank you for the raid! Masanori, Kuroka. Yeah! Hi, thank you so much for the raid! Let's see. You're playing Monster Hunter World? Oh, I love that game. Oh, I love that game so much. Hi everyone, I'm Kalmia, the Cozy Cottagecore Owl. We are playing The Colonel's Bequest. It is a game made by Sierra Online. It came out in 1989. It's like Knives Out, but from the 80s. Okay, so we heard their conversation. Our friend's grandpa was just like, I have my will, and you're all splitting all of the money equally, but if anyone dies before I die, then that's more money to go to each other person. So clearly her grandfather loves drama, and now everyone's contemplating how to kill each other to get more money. So... And our friend invited us. She was like, it'll be fun. It's not fun, but I guess we like to solve mysteries. Oh my god. Okay. I don't think I was supposed to see that. Or was I? Granny was marked by the old man. How was your stream? How are you, that escalated really quickly. Pull mirror. Ah! Okay, I thought that was like a hole that I was gonna fall and die in. Okay, look holes. You practiced Charge Blade Guard Point and killed Black Veil Val Hazak. It's just not right. We've got to tell him about it. No, it'll work out, Wilbur. I've got some plans. Thank you for the follow. How are you going to replace that 100 grand we took from Henry? Where would you get that kind of money? I know people. I can do it. Trust me. Oh yeah, it's a parser command game. That's how you control things. Why we were so stupid as to buy into a racehorse anyway, and use Henry's money. We should have known better. It would have worked out, Wilbur, if it wasn't our fault that expletive horse broke his leg. All I can say, Clarence, is you better do something fast, because if you don't, I'm fessing up. I'll handle it, Wilbur. Just don't be stupid and say something. I've gotta go. Remember, don't say nothing. I've definitely had my practice with parser games. Like with the command box games. Because we've played quite a few. Having a parser in Call of Duty would be weird. This is the elegant dining room. It looks like the Colonel has some class after all. But yeah, this was written by Roberta Williams. She's most famous for the King's Quest series. And this is the game before the Dagger of Amon-Ra, which is another famous Sierra game. This old house has a nice big kitchen. It's 8:30. Now, chat. Oh, okay. I don't want to say the accent. But it just doesn't seem right. Oh, hi, Laura. Open icebox. Aha, a leftover soup bone. As it might come in handy, you grab it and take it with you. Bing! I'm gonna save because it's 8:30. 8:30. Alright. You're standing at the northeast corner of the house, right outside the kitchen. Besides the kitchen door, you see a doghouse and a cellar door. Come and get it. Alright. Oh, it's 12 a.m. where you are hit the bed now. Thank you. Thank you so much for the raid. Have a wonderful night's sleep. Look. Dog. Old Beauregard snoozes in his doghouse. Give bone to dog. Okay. Whee! Do you plan on playing Police Knots or Snatcher? I have no idea what those are. Look in doghouse. You peer into the dark interior of the doghouse and look around. What's this? Why, it looks like a necklace of a small amethyst and quartz stones. Beauregard must have found it someplace and brought it here. You quickly grab it and take it with you. I mean, there's like a bajillion games that look all really fun to play. Oh, they're all, ooh, Konami games. Okay. Um, give necklace to, how do I pronounce her name? My necklace. I don't want to say the accent. I was wondering where you got it to. Well, Misty Laura, thank you. I don't like that the accent is spelled phonetically. Okay, so we gave her back her necklace. Then again, there's a real problem with the Dagger of Amon-Ra and representing different ethnicities, so I guess it's just part of these games, huh? Alright. No, stop it. Don't cancel me. Full clock. Okay. Look. Holes. Yay. You seem to be distant, babe. What's the matter? Don't call her babe. Well, darling, this is very difficult. What's difficult? You and I want to end it. Are you joking or something? That's ridiculous. Oh, this is really helping your case. No, darling, I'm not joking. I have a new beau. He's a director. Well, I have to think about this. See you around, sweetheart. Alright, 8:45. Go east, and then... Everything all right? Everything all right, Gloria? I suppose, darling. Let's just get on with this game. I was thinking of doing a joke because of hot tub streams. I was gonna make like a big stock pot and have that be a hot tub for my avatar. I thought that'd be really funny. There we go. That's how I open the door. Oh crap! Her body's gone. Shoot. I was supposed to search her body. Crud. I did see her body too early. Okay, I have to go all the way back here. I really don't want to mess this up. Okay, so we have that. Okay, cigar smoke. Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty funny. I'm excited we finally get to have, we can finally get to have a VTuber tag on Twitch next week. Look, window. Okay, who could have opened the window and why? Yeah. That's what I mean when I heard about there's just like things that you have to do in a certain order to get the most points, and sometimes you can trigger things that you might not want to. Alright, come on. Come on, Laura Bow. Let's walk faster. Thanks. Alright, what Gloria thinks of her. Thanks, Daddy. Okay, no, stop going up the stairs. I do not want to die by that chandelier again. Okay. Much monocle. Okay, through the study. Eh. Alright, we're going back. It's a neat, like, rhino. Ah. You know, yeah, this is a Sierra game. 1989, written by Roberta Williams. It's the one that's before the Dagger of Amon-Ra, which I think is a bit more well-known. That's it, I can't go on with this any longer. I must tell him about... Quiet. No privacy here either. Come on, let's go to the dining room. Let me just follow you, it's fine. We must look so rude. They're like clearly having a secret conversation, and we just keep following them. Pull mirror. Look. Holes. Alright, we're just gonna tell him about the money and the horse racing, that's bad. Alright. There's just a lot of money tangled up places and there's drama. Yeah, we're the moving eyes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Let me just run into that wall. Bum, bum, bum. Open icebox. Just ignore me. Open icebox. Aha, leftover soup bone. Gimme, gimme, gimme. The northeast corner of the house, right outside the kitchen. Besides the kitchen door, you see a doghouse and a cellar door. Stop her, she's rummaging our fridge. Look, people are getting murdered. Give bone to dog. Whee! Look in doghouse. You peer into the dark interior of the doghouse and look around. What's this? Why, it looks like a necklace of a small amethyst and quartz stones. Beauregard must have found it someplace and brought it here. Ding! Cannot step around that food bowl. Cool. I turn around to put on my shirt, stays, and Benny arrives. Give necklace to a dog. Her necklace. It's a ba 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 ba. And then we hear more drama. Let's find the door. There's the door. Whole clock. Look, holes. Dip, 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 dip. Ooh, neck crack. Alright, we already know this. They're breaking up. She's dating a director. We'll save. 8:45 again. You found the Colonel's billiard room funny enough. Funny, he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would enjoy playing billiards, listening to records on the Victrola, or the player piano. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-da. Oh dear, it looks as if Gertie has accidentally fallen from her upstairs window and killed herself. Or was it an accident? Search Gertie. You quickly examine Gertie's body and see she died of a broken neck. You can see no clues as to what might have happened. Look, Gertie? Thank you, game. Look, Gertie's dead, alright. Oh boy. Okay. So we're in the billiard room. That's kind of neat that they're playing billiards. That's really cool. Do not kill me, chandelier. Look at my little walk. And then the death railing. This appears to be another guest room that Rudy and Clarence are sharing. Leave me alone, you cad. Alright, so he was trying to smooch the maid. And now he's just being a cad. Yeah, no smooching on the maid. Okay, so we have this. This is a call-out post for Caddy. Look, Cannon. It is a miniature replica of a cannon from the Spanish-American War, rendered in pewter and wood. Oh god, I was like afraid if I got too close to the fire I'd get set on fire. Um Take cannon? The colonel would notice if it were gone. Take key? You remove the key from the barrel of the cannon and take it with you. Now we go out of the room. I will save. Cannon key. All right. We're on our way. All right, so we're out. All right, we got to get outside the kitchen. I feel like they do a much better job since it's like one house. I feel like they do a much better job with space than like the aimless kind of outside like King's Quest games. Because I mean those just kind of repeated and you could get really confused if you didn't know what you were doing. But I feel like I have a pretty good sense of space already of the house and kind of the outside. I'm working on the outside. Hi Laura, having fun? Oh, you know it. Also, Gertie's dead. Just look. Cellar. There appears to be a cellar door here. Open cellar. You're not close enough. Open. This must be the butler's room. Actually, it's not too bad considering it's down in the cellar. Alright. So we see where he lives. Maybe your friend's hungry. She keeps coming in here. There's a murder afoot. Or an accidental broken neck. I must solve it, 'cause the ghost of Mr. Rogers demands it. Wilbur's in the library. Act 3, baby. Bang. 4. It's a beautiful day to solve a murder. This is how clocks work. Okay, so we'll save. Act 3, 9 o'clock. All right. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh no, I was supposed to do this. Oh no, something's wrong here. A chair's been knocked over and these are signs of the struggle on the floor. Look, floor. A fireplace poker has been dropped on the library floor. Look, poker. You don't have it. Pick up poker. As you retrieve the fireplace poker, your eyes happen to fall upon some pink feathers scattered upon the floor. Look at feathers. You wonder how the small pink feathers got on the floor. They look like they may have come from a pillow or a feather boa. Look, magazine? You read the name of the magazine. It's called The Racehorse Quarterly. Upon examining the open page, you see a picture of a beautiful thoroughbred named Sunny Boy. The name Sunny Boy has been circled in red. There's like gonna be many mortars. Alright. That's someone outside. Wasn't it? There's someone outside. So now we go... Oh. Don't kill me. Danger chandelier. Pull armoire. Look, holes. He can walk. He was doing something with the poker. He can walk. All right. We'll save. He can walk. All right. Um Okay, cool. We found it on the first one. Take cane. Okay. That cane could have been in any of the hidden passages. Well, not the one we were just in, but there's the stairs lead to a third level of the house. There's a doorway in front of you and another to the right. This must be Fifi's room. Although her room is in the attic, she has fixed it up nicely. Look, decanter. It looks like fine cognac. There was also one of those in the other room. In the bar room. This game is fun. Whole armoire. This is the most I've ever typed that word in my life, by the way. Look. Holes. Bum, 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 bum. Who is the so-called director that Gloria's seeing now? Why, I oughta punch the lights out. His lights out for getting between me and my gal. Gloria was never your gal. Just because she went out with you a couple of times, you thought you owned her. Well, I've got news for you, buddy. My sister doesn't need to settle for the likes of you. As a matter of fact, you're nothing but a mere dalliance for her. Dalliance? Ha! Why, you're the one who can't make a commitment to anyone. You're trying to sink Gloria down to your lousy level. You ain't good enough to kiss the ground she walks on. You're nothing but a low-class jerk. Quit butting in between me and Gloria. This is none of your business. I'll handle it the way I want, and I won't ask for your permission. I'm warning you, Jack. If I see you near my sister again, I'll cut you up into little pieces and feed them to the dog. Got it? Oh, fist animation. I'm watching you. Always. Alright, so it... okay. Save. 9:15. Oh, they don't show us our points. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. There's a murder afoot. Or two. Alright. Look at bag. You don't see it here. Okay. There's a bag missing for Dr. Fields. I will not die on the murder railing again. Alright, so we're outside. Wait, why not? What did I just say? Okay. Oh, not dying on the murder railing. I don't want to die on the murder railing. This is the southeast corner outside the parlor. Burp. I like the little fart frogs. Burp. Burp. This is an odd-looking place. It seems to be a private little garden surrounded by a large hedge. You wonder why. Nothing good. Oh, geez. Okay. There's a poor but clean shack here at the edge of the old sugarcane fields. Nearby, you see a small chicken coop. Oh, I am stuck on the tree. Knock on door. Oh, no, okay. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Ciel's place looks quite quiet and cozy, quite cozy and comfortable. She's managed to make a home out of this little old shack. Oh, this makes me uncomfortable. All right, all right. If you want, you can sit down for a spell and we'll visit. So you have to do this like twice. Knock on door. Oh, there it is. I see the carrot. I'm just gonna take your food. Look, carrot. A single carrot on the kitchen table captures your attention. Take carrot. Before taking the carrot, you look at Ciel for permission. She nods her for approval. With that, you take the juicy looking carrot for yourself. Cool. So we're not just like we're not just taking her food. Do we need to count the chickens like in Dang Dong Ding Dong Ronpa? Oh no, I'm walking on the grass. Alright, okay, nothing here. Alright. That squirrel freaks me out every time. Okay. Alright. She's kind of alright. Oh no, what happened to Wilbur? Someone must have hit him over the head and killed him. Nervously, you look behind you, but no one is there. Search Wilbur. I'm not close enough. There we go. I'm all up in there. With trembling hands, you search Wilbur's body and confirm suspicions that he died by a tremendous blow to the head. What's this? Why, it's Wilbur's monocle. Monocle. Thinking it might come in handy, you take it with you. Oh, so now we can use it as a magnifying glass. Examine with You carefully examine the white handkerchief using Wilbur's monocle, much like a magnifying glass. What's this? You see a small EP on one corner of in one corner of the white lace trim. Examine poker with monocle. You examine the entire fireplace poker with the monocle. Oh no, there are traces of blood on it. All right. We're gonna save. Moiter. Feed carrot to horse. You hold the carrot in front of Blaze's nose, who begins to cautiously sniff at it. Then he gently takes it into his mouth and eats it. He looks at you and whinnies softly, as if in friendship. Open gate. Oh, I feel like he would have killed us if we didn't give him the carrot. Take lantern. Close gate. All right. Oh, you mean with Wilbur dying in the stable? Okay, back to the chapel. Oh, cool. They climb the stairs automatically. Look. Bell. Dusty cobwebs, cover the old bell that over years has rested in place. Oil bell. Ooh, oiling. I thought it said ooh. Oiling the rusted bell may have loosened it. Okay, climb down. Use. Oh, sorry. Pull ring with cane. Reaching up with the cane. Roberta! Oh my god, thank god we just saved. Okay. Oh, let's see what happens if we just open the gate. Does the horse kill us? Yup. This is horrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. Give carrot to horse. Open gate. You're... Take lantern. Close gate. Roberta. She just loves killing us, doesn't she? Okay. Oil. Bell. So I'm supposed to stand not directly underneath it. Pull ring with cane. Reaching up with the cane, you hook and pull. Look out, it's falling! Donk. Phew, that was close. Look. Bell. What's attached to the bell? It's some sort of old metal crank. Take crank. Okay, thinking it might be useful, you remove the crank from the bell and take it with you. Open door? Okay, I can't just... Alright. You are inside a leaky old playhouse. Oh my god, is she playing with her dolls again? It's 9:30. These save names are sure. That's half the fun with Sierra games. Is like just funny save names. We've witnessed 2 Moidas, right? No, 3. Because it was this guy, Gertie, and Wilbur. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. Alright, we're safe. Bum. 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 Oh, come on. Stop it. Stop it! Leave me alone. Get out of my room now. Uh-oh. Dude, she already called you a cad. Okay, so we'll save. Because it is now 9:45. Alright, so we need to... There we go. Okay, alright, cool. It does it automatically. Look, elevator. It's odd to see a newfangled elevator in this old-fashioned house. But how else would the Colonel get up and down the stairs? Press up. You firmly push the handle, but the darn elevator won't move. Unlock. Oh, okay. So we have a key. We can't use the elevator until we have the special key. Okay, so now press up. Very, very good sounds. What a dark and creepy attic. It helps to have the moonlight shining in through those big windows. Among all the junk, a stack of old newspapers catches your eye. Read newspapers. This seems to be an old stack of the 1890s editions of the Times Democrat. As you look through them, an October 18th, 1989 edition catches your entrance. You begin reading. New Orleans, Louisiana. Colonel Henry Dijon came home today after spending several months in the hospital following injuries in the recent Spanish-American War. Colonel Dijon took several bullets in his pelvic and shoulder areas as he attempted to carry a seriously injured fellow soldier to safety. Incredibly, though injured himself, he managed to make it safely behind American lines. Colonel Dijon was duly decorated and discharged with honor by the U.S. Army. New Orleans welcomes home a true American war hero. Is that why the colonel's in a wheelchair, you wonder? It's dark back here in the attic. The moonlight from the large windows doesn't light this part of the attic very well. Through the gloom, you can see piles of uninteresting boxes and whole old junk. However, there is an old trunk that does interest you. Look in trunk. Peering into the open trunk, you see old army clothing and various paraphernalia. This must be where the colonel keeps his old army gear. Lying on top of everything else, you notice a large officer's cape, a pair of leather gloves, a colonel's hat, and an old pair of army boots. Look, clothes. Okay, there's old army clothes. Okay. Let's save again. Spooky attic. Press down. Thank God he's not in his room to see that we're in this. Press down. Going to the hallway. Back down. Act 4, baby. Cannot save the game right now. Oh, we have to wait for the whole chime. Alright, we get it 10 o'clock. Act 4, 10 clock. I mean, I feel like whenever the time changes and we're in a room with a person and then we have to leave and go back, only good things happen. So I'm sure she'll still be sitting in the chair nice and safely. Oh. Things look suspicious here. You can see pieces of a broken record on the floor by the Victrola and a small pile of pink feathers near it. Look, floor. There's pieces of broken record and a small pile of pink feathers and some mud spots on the floor. Examine feathers with monocle. The small pile of pink feathers looks terribly suspicious. Could they have come from Gloria's feather boa? Examine record with monocle. A broken record lies on the floor. Okay. Oh, sorry. Pick up record. You bend down to retrieve the largest piece of the broken record. You notice some spots of mud on the rug. Oh. Examine record with monocle. Squinting the monocle, you carefully examine a piece of the broken record. Closely situated to each other, you notice two different fingerprints. Okay, and then we need to examine mud with monocle. The muddy spot looks like a partial footprint. Okay. Yeah, so if we didn't come in and save when we, or examine everything, it would have been gone. Pull clock. Look floor. Someone dropped an old cigar butt on the floor. Take cigar. You bend over and pick up the small cigar butt. Okay. Are you cleaning up all the murder? Thank you for your due diligence. What an interesting collection of weapons Uncle Henry has. I wonder. Oh, Laura, you startled me. I'm gonna save. Please, no. Kill again, please. Okay, it's still a cutscene. It's 10:30. Save. 10:30. Okay, I need to not see Clarence or Ethel. If I do, I have to restart. I have to go back to that save I just did. All right. I'm having fun. This is a fun game. Bum, 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 bum. There's someone outside. Ah, okay, God. I thought okay, I thought that was a bad animation, but it's just the door opening. It gets me every time. Oh, can I fall into the well? I don't actually want to see if I can fall into the well. A quaint gazebo looks like it was once a nice spot for reflecting. Looking north, you see some tall hedges. She was strangled with her own feather boa. Search Gloria. Nervously, you examine Gloria's body and confirm that she was indeed viciously strangled with her very own feather boa. Um, Boa murder. So much murder. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a Confederate shoulder. Get out of my sight, jerk. No, you get out of my sight. Why, you... Ah, you little pipsqueak. Don't mess with me, bud. Just stay out of my way. You ain't heard the last of me, Rudy. I'll get you for this. Just, oh no, that's a Confederate soldier, isn't it? Ooh, okay. Oh, uh, uh. Just look at the camera and grab her butt. Oh no. I did not like the eyebrows. What a wonderful little garden. You wonder who planted it. Certainly not the Colonel. Um... There's supposed to be someone in the rose garden. Look. Garden. Look. Roses. Roses surround the little heart-shaped garden. Um, I don't know. Hmm. It's not happening. My cat's looking very cute right now. Sorry, I got lost in thought. She's very cute right now. All right. Did I maybe run into someone that I wasn't supposed to at 10:30? I don't know. Maybe just in case we'll go back. Wait. Oh, cancel. Maybe just in case I ran into someone I wasn't supposed to. I do kind of like the idea that this is a play, so it's like you're kind of it's kind of like you're gonna play it a lot, and you're gonna try and figure out how to get the perfect score through a lot of playthroughs. I'm not even seeing anyone in the window this time. That's no. Yo, okay. That was bad. That was definitely seeing who we weren't supposed to see, so we have to reload. Okay, I cannot read. We do not want to see anyone. Okay, back this way. I don't, yeah. Okay. Don't want to mess this up. Alright. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no! And the musician goes crazy on the Casio keyboard. Search Gloria. Bum bum bum. We gotta watch these guys fight. These guys can't skip the scene. Bum bum. Oh no, this is when the guy goes crazy on the Casio. Bum 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 bum. I don't know. You don't WASD. I'm back from dinner. There's a lot of people murdered. There's a lot of moida. Maybe maybe my crazy theory is that this guy just actually doesn't have any money. So he concocted a plan so that all of his relatives would kill each other, and then he would die and no one would know he was poor. I'm not murdering them. Okay. I'm not murdering them. They're all just dying around me by accident. Save it for the judge, sister. There she is. There's Ethel. Okay. That was what we needed to trigger. Bum. Bing. Alright, okay, so we did that. We'll save Act 5. Or Act 6. Act 6. No, it's Act 5. Act 5, 11 p.m. Okay, so she's not here. Go southwest, southwest. Okay. Carriage house, baby. I think the squirrel did it. This is dreadful. Poor Ethel's been hit over the head and killed. Something terrible is going on around here. Really? After 5 bodies, you finally say that? Cold fear spreading ominously through your body. Search Ethel. I'm not close enough. How do I... How do I get closer? Okay, maybe that's it. You fearfully search Ethel's body and find that she was indeed killed by a terrible hit on the head. Okay. Old lady murder. You're at the southwest edge of the Bayou Island. The old road and fence have been overtaken by the rising swamp water. It's an owl! That's odd. There's a rolling pin lying on the ground. Take rolling pin. You pick up pick up the rolling pin and notice a muddy footprint nearby. Examine rolling pin with monocle. I misspelled it. Examine rolling pin. You scrutinize the entire rolling pin with Wilbur's monocle. Aha! You've discovered traces of blood on it. Examine footprint with monocle. Using Wilbur's monocle as a magnifying glass, you carefully examine the muddy impression and can see it is definitely a boot print. Aha! There's a sole. It's an insignia of an eagle. Okay. One, two... We're walking up the stairs. Um... Uh... 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 Okay. I was not expecting that. Come on, Fifi. Fifi is the Colonel's pretty French maid. You surmise that she is probably very apt at her duties, whatever they may be. Fifi is young, blonde, and sexy. Although she seems to have a certain vivacious personality, you can sense a certain cunning underneath it all. Alright, okay, so we looked at... Get Fifi and then go downstairs twice. Is this the Leisure Suit Larry music? Is that... what did I think it is? Alright, I'm happy. It's Bolero? Okay. Oh, I guess I was like, that's famous. Okay. They just happen to use it in Leisure Suit Larry sometimes. What am I doing now? Oh, there's a parrot. Look. Cigar. That's a big cigar. Okay. We'll save. We'll save at, it was 11:15. Alright. We will save, because it is now 11:30. That was a long walk. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna get crushed by the chandelier. I'm like really curious. I really want to know what's going on. Oh, Armoire, how I've missed you. Look, holes. Everyone in this family has great eyebrows. Why are you treating me like this way, Uncle Henry? Don't you care how I feel? Don't I matter to you anymore? You matter to me matter to me the same way everyone else does. No more and no less. But I don't understand it. I thought I was special. I thought you cared for me more than Gloria or Rudy or any of the others. You're right. You thought that, and you were wrong. What about when I used to come and visit you? You were like a father to me. How can you be like this now? I'm afraid you misunderstood a lot of things, Lillian. I was just trying to help my sister, that's all. To me, you were just her insecure, whiny kid. I won't hear any more of this. You're lying to me, Uncle Henry. Somebody's behind this. I just know it. And I intend to find out who it is. Au revoir, Uncle Henry. Alright, it's now 11:45. I notice a faint aroma of perfume. Okay. Alright, so we got that part. Go downstairs. No, okay, right. Murder chandelier. Stay off to the side. Okay. Oh, okay. I always forget about the murder chandelier. Bump, bump, bump. Chewing my food. Open cellar. I'm not close enough. Hello, sir. Are you also going to get undressed? Do I need to... I have my hand on the sensor button. What a lovely bouquet of flowers on Jeeves's bed. You have a feeling who you know who will be the recipient of these flowers. Oh, that's him washing his hands. Okay. His hands, if we're lucky. Nom 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 nom. Eating food. Nom 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 nom. Murder chandelier. It's not gonna get me. I'm wise to your tricks. Walking up the stairs. He's out. Act 6, baby! I know that it's midnight. Um Alright. Look. Wheelchair. The Colonel's wheelchair sits empty in the middle of the room. Save. Act 6, 12 o'clock. Look. Basket. Look in basket. Take bottle. After retrieving the small bottle from the wastebasket, you read its label. It says, Dr. Milliken's Miracle Sleep Powder. With Dr. Milliken's, you can be sure your dreams will be sweet tonight. Upon further inspection of the label, you notice a very small print at the bottom. Though you try to read the small print, you can't quite make it out. Giving up, you put the bottle back in the wastebasket. Examine bottle with monocle. You read the small print on the sleeping powder bottle through the monocle. It says, can be fatal if taken in too large a dose. Oh. Isn't this the game with the Psycho reference? Hold on. Found the bottle. Take shower. You do feel a little grimy. Perhaps a shower will make you feel better. Ah! Oh my god. Didn't Alfred teach you anything? And I think if you lock the door, lock door, I think that if you lock the door, you can just safely take a shower. Use key to lock door. Why can I not figure out how to lock a door? Okay, whatever. Sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I should, like... I don't need to close it. That is not clear. Use key to lock bathroom door. Try another way to say that. Whatever. Okay. We got the psycho scene. Okay. Happening around here, you discovered poor Fifi and Jeeves lying dead on the floor with their spilled drinks nearby. You don't like the look of this at all. Oh god, so many murders. How are you gonna get out of here if, like, you have to take a boat to get here? You're gonna be able to leave? Search bodies. You thoroughly examined Jeeves and Fifi's bodies, but you cannot see how they might have died. You are very puzzled. Examine decanter with monocle. Bending over the cognac decanter, you carefully examine it with the monocle. Yes, here are 2 clear fingerprints. I think that she is. I mean, like, her dad is a detective, and that's why he's, like, talking to us through her brain. Pull armoire. Look holes, baby. Lillian is writing in a book which she apparently keeps locked in her suitcase. Look holes. Do all these people have death notes or something? They're just all writing in their death notes. Clarence is writing at his desk. It is 12:30. Oh, this night's flying by. What was it been, like 5 murders? What a night. Us, all of us together. Oh, the decanter from downstairs is up here. Look, glass. You see an empty glass on the bar. Oh. Examine glass with monocle. You're not close enough. Picking up the glass, you see Wilbur's monocle as a magnifying glass. You notice a faint fingerprint. Yeah. What, get out of here? Like, I feel like there's a bunch of things happening. Like, there's something up with the grandpa who can walk. There's something up with the daughter, or there's something up with our friend Lillian. There's something up with the guy who stole like several $1,000s to buy a racehorse that ended up not working. Look, cabinet. The leaded glass cabinet is wide open. Look in. Cautiously, you peek inside the open door of the cabinet. Not surprisingly, it's part of the Colonel's weapons collection is housed there. With the cabinet, you see an Australian boomerang, a steel cutlass, a mace, and an antique crossbow. The pearl handled dagger is not in there anymore. So we have that. There's a missing dagger that we saw Lillian. She was looking at it. I also don't know what's going on with, like, the weird notes from a different family about, like, ring the bell and that all the names in that Bible. Oh shoot, I was supposed to go the other way. I went the wrong way. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is actually the first time I've really needed my censor button, and I find that very funny that it's this game. Alright, Rudy's with the dog. Alright, save. It is 12:45. Alright, we're walking. I wish I could walk a little faster, but whatever. Take your time. Ah. Keep running into the tree. Alright. Look at the chickens. Oh god, if the chickens die, this is the worst game. I want the chickens to survive. Knock on door. Dum bum bum. What are you doing here, girl? Can't you feel the evil in the air? There's something real bad around here, and I'm staying in my cabin behind locked doors. You get yourself back to your room, you hear? Alright. 1 a.m., baby! The magic hour for murder. Man, it's just like, I mean, okay, my other theory is that, like, a bunch of people have... Like, a bunch of people have, like, a bunch of plans that are all just kind of happening at the same time. That's why everyone's dying. Look at our little walk. Uh-oh. Oh no, someone broke the glass case and took the silver derringer. That's not good. Up the stair. Okay, there we go. All of our good friends have died. Alright, walking, walking, walking. Ah, nothing to see here. No crimes here. I'm just smoking my cigar in my wheelchair I definitely can't leave. Okay, no one's there. Oh! This is horrendous. Now it's Clarence. Somebody has killed him by stabbing him in the chest with a dagger. If only there was a way to flee this terrible island. Shaking terribly, you search Clarence's body and establish that he did indeed die by a stab wound to the chest. Okay, look. Dagger. A pearl-handled dagger is stuck in his chest. Take dagger. You do not need to touch that thing. Okay. Oh, wait. What did we find? Oh, we found matches. That's what we found on his body. Okay. Burn corpse. Burn the evidence. Just, again, make sure I looked at it right. Look, dagger. Examined dagger with monocle? Okay, there's nothing else to examine. Alright. Enter input, take dead guy's wallet. Open suitcase. You notice a diary lying atop Lillian's clothes. Take diary. Read diary. Upon opening the diary, you notice a ink-stained fingerprint inside the front cover. Curiously and a bit guiltily, you scan through the rest of the diary's pages. Nothing much captures your interest until you come to the latest entry. It reads, May 27th. That's today. Dear Diary, I'm so terribly upset. I can't believe Uncle Henry would do this to me. I thought I was like a daughter to him, and now I found out I'm no more important than any of those other creeps. They can't get away with it, you know. They just can't wait. Between you and me, Diary, you know they have to go. Because of what they all did to me. I know they were all in it together to have me put away in the nut house. Okay. I was never crazy. They just wanted me out of the picture. Now they have to. That's it. The passage ends abruptly. What could Lillian mean by all this? Examine diary with monocle. Upon opening the diary, you see a small inky fingerprint inside the front cover. You examine it more closely with Wilbur's monocle. Alright. Reading. Reading diary. Okay. This is a weird house. Just casually mentioning, oh yeah, they put me in a nut house. Oh geez. That's not the politically correct thing to say. Alright. Oh man, time for the spooky hedge garden. The hedge garden is very strange. In the center, you see a small fountain, while a nearby statue overlooks it. Perhaps at one time this was someone's place of quiet contemplation. Is that a butt? Eh. Censor it. Okay. Look. Statue. A statue of a dancing nymph overlooks the fountain. What's this? You notice a small, square shaft protruding from the base of the statue. So we need to put valve in shaft. The armor said something about a fountain. I can, the metal valve handle is now attached to the valve stem at the base of the statue. Turn handle. Upon turning the valve handle, you hear a click and the fountain comes to life. Push statue. You grab the statue and find it turns easily. As you turn it, you notice a hidden trap door in the ground open simultaneously. Oh, right. It was like, yeah, you know, ring the bell, fountain, statue. Okay, yeah. That's what all, like, the cryptic notes are saying. Alright, so this is a creepy, spooky trapdoor. So we're gonna save. Spooky, normal, trapdoor. And it's dark, so we're going to light lantern. Using a match, you carefully light the lantern. It glows brightly. This passage looks like an underground passage of some sort. Boy, it sure is dark down here. The sudden sound of scurrying rats causes your heart to begin beating wildly. Okay, this is cool. It looks like an underground passage or something. Okay, it's dark. Rats. Or rats. It appears you've discovered an old, sealed-off portion of the basement. You notice some outdated laundry paraphernalia in the form of a laundry chute, a washtub, and a broken-down wringer. You can barely make out a pile of something underneath the chute. Oh no. Eek! A pile of dead bodies! Oh, jeez. Someone has cruelly dumped the bodies of Gertie, Wilbur, Gloria, Ethel, Fifi, Jeeves, and Clarence down the old laundry chute. Oh, jeez. We'll save. Let the bodies hit the floor. Look, wall. It looks as if the two opposite walls have been bricked up. On the left wall, next to the one bricked up portion, you notice a small metal plate. Insert crank into plate. With some effort, you're able to insert the crank into the hole of the small metal plate. It fits perfectly. Turn crank. As you slowly turn the crank, a secret panel opens to another passage. Whoa, okay. That's a really cool effect with the light revealing the bodies. That's neat. You've come upon some stairs leading upward. You wonder where they might lead. We're gonna save. No, we already saved. We saved it, let the bodies hit the floor. Whoa, okay. You've entered a cold, dark tomb from the moonlight shining in through the stained glass window. You can make out 4 vaults in the wall and a stone sarcophagus on the floor. Each vault has a nameplate above it. The tomb door is barred from this side. Look, vault. The vault door is sealed shut. Above the door is an engraved nameplate. Use crowbar on vault. Use crowbar. Oh, come on. Just get up. Get in there. Get up in there. Ah! What am I here? Read nameplate. Oh. Ruby crouton. The vault door is sealed shut. You can't open it with your bare hands. Pry open vault with crowbar. You insert the crowbar into the small opening to the vault door in the tomb wall. Then you pull it all with your might. With a loud crack, the door pops open. Look in vault. Nervously, you peek into the open vault and see a leather pouch. Take pouch. You remove the leather pouch from the vault and take it with you. There's marbles in it. I don't like the idea of you prying open and jimming things open. What? Just because I crave mischief. Oh, right. They were like, we hid the note so you would find it. Okay, so they left the money for that girl, right? There's a lot happening. All right, let's save. Crypt adventure. If you wanted mischief, you're gonna become a ferret VTuber. With my mischief ferret hands. Okay, fine, I crave chaos. And head pats. Because owls are just cats of the sky. Oh no, it's Rudy. I also like how they use the colors. Because they use them very differently than they use in King's Quest. There's a lot more like pinks and purples and stuff. Oh, she's alive. Okay, cool. I see nothing special. Right. And then open door, open door. We have visitor, darling. Sit up straight now. Oh no. Oh, uh there's tallying right here. How many people have died so far? I'm gonna get out of here. Oh no, okay. Oh no. Okay. I really want to know what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing pretty good, I think. We're in Act 7. We're like halfway through Act 7. 7 people have died. It's Rudy. What are you doing in this room? Oh, he's looking under. Okay, he's being sketchy. Alright, save. 145. Man, this is a crazy night. It's a lot of murders. Okay, he's looking for some stuff in the room. Do we want to talk to him? Like, hello, sir, what do you want? Beat it, kid. This ain't none of your business. Okay, alright, he's not very. Alright. Beat it, kid. None of your business. Look, floor? Casually glance at the floor but see nothing unusual. Oh, okay. Other room. Oh no, a bad feeling comes over you as you look around the room. The small desk and chair have been knocked over and you see a fresh blood stain on the rug. Eek. Examine blood with monocle. You see a fresh blood stain on the rug near the overturned chair. Read notebook. Read notebook. What? Oh, geez, Act 8, okay. Oh, geez, stop murdering everyone. I'm not, I swear. You notice that just one page has been written on. It's today's date, May 27th, 1925. It said, heads it. Curiously, you read the rest. It says, I'm terribly apprehensive about what's going on here. I can't say why, just call it a bad sensation. But as the evening wears on, I'm feeling more and more alone. Where's Wilbur? Where's Gertie? Where's Gloria? Could they have left without me? Is there a way to leave the island that I'm not aware of? Still, the spine-tingling feeling won't leave, and frankly, I'm scared. Oh, jeez. Oh, shoot, we should save. Okay, we're at Act 8, baby. Act 8, 2 a.m. Be quiet. Quiet murder, chandelier. Dog! Look, dog. Beauregard seems agitated about something. Maybe you should investigate. Look, note. You read the note. It says, meet me in the hedge garden. Oh, this seems good. Oh no, a sudden gust of wind blows away the note. Oh, the little dog barking noise. Wait. What is he? Look, ground. The ground is wet and soggy from a rainstorm earlier that day. Look, dog. Okay. Investigate dog. I just did. I said investigate. Okay. I have a great feeling about this. Hate that lightning. Oh no. Lillian! Oh no, that was her friend! Oh no. You notice the silver derringer lying at the ground near Lillian's feet. Alright, stop doing the dance around your friend. With trembling hands, you examine Lillian's body and see a horrible gunshot wound to her chest area. What's this? You suddenly find a skeleton key in the pocket of the old army cape. Since it may be useful, you take it with you. Look. Ground. You notice... Okay. Take gun. As you stoop to pick up the derringer, your eye happens to fall upon a bullet not far from Lillian's hand. Take bullet. Okay. We're gonna save. Gun. Okay. The large, muddy, soiled army boots look like the old-fashioned kind 30 years ago. You see a distinct insignia on the boot's heels. Examine boots with monocle. Okay. So I think Lillian was the one who left that note for whoever else she wanted to kill. But then they ended up killing her. You hear scuffing further upstairs. Okay. Look, bag. Someone has left the doctor's bag open on the floor. Look in bag. You're not close enough. Look in bag. The contents are a mess inside. It looks as if someone has hurriedly searched through it. You hear scuffing further upstairs. Okay. Up the stairs, please. Okay, I will say thank you. Oh boy. Here I go killing again. We need to load bullet into gun. Okay. Unlock door. Using the skeleton key, you unlock the attic door. Open door. Oh no! Colonel Dijon and Rudy are in the midst of a fierce struggle. You see a hypodermic needle between them, and it's impossible to tell which of the two men is the aggressor. This is indeed a dangerous situation. Ah! Look! Okay. Um... Shoot... Henry? I got some good aim. Thanks, kid. You saved my life. That old coot lured me up here when I wasn't looking. He tried to stick me with a hypodermic needle from Dr. Field's bag. I hate to think what was in it, but without you coming along, I might be dead. Just like the others. Did you know about the others? Well, let me tell you about it. I found out that my uncle lured us all here so he could kill us. He never had any intention of leaving us money to any of us at all. I was right! He only wanted to get rid of us. He's been sneaking around here all night, and one by one he's been murdering everyone. He had us all fooled, let me tell you. He was in a lot better shape than we all thought. Well, it's a shame about everyone else, but at least you and I are still alive. I'm sure the night's been real traumatic for you. You go home in the morning. I'll stay up here a couple more days to tend things. If you will, I'd like you to contact the authorities in New Orleans and tell them let them know what happened here tonight. Thanks again, kid. Oh, jeez. It was me all along, actually. Later that same day. Oh, the crane! Let's find out. We have that save. As you near the wharf at New Orleans, you consider last night's events. Was Rudy telling you the truth? Or could there be more to the story? Oh well, you'll probably never know. Best to forget it and go on with your life. Maybe the police will find the answers? Poor Lillian? Poor everybody? What? Would I like to review your notes? Yes. Oh. Took food item from. Objects used more than once. Has embarrassing medical history? One who murdered the most people incomplete. Oh man. Some portions of your notes are rather scanty. You can replay the game to gain additional information. Visit the attic often and as early as possible. Did you enter the cellar? Polly wants a cracker. Oh my god, we can feed the bird? I may have pinned the crime on the wrong person. Did I enter the cellar? I did. We'll try this again. Yo, where can I find the... Where's the cracker? In the kitchen? All right, hold on. I want to give the cracker to the bird. Sorry. Everything's fine. Oh, it's in the cellar. Okay. Oh, it's locked. Okay. Well, maybe, oh shoot, I need to... It says I don't have the key. Okay, shoot. Rudy. Thank you, young lady, or Laura. That was some mighty fine shooting for a gal. I guess I owe you my life, don't I? Why, my nephew was trying to kill me with poison in one of Wilbur's hypodermic needles. Oh, that's terrible what's been happening here tonight. I invite everyone here to tell them about my will, and they end up killing each other over it. Truthfully, I was keeping my eye on everyone in the house tonight, or so I thought. I didn't see any of the murders. It wasn't until I met Rudy in my bedroom that he told me what happened. I couldn't believe it. He told me that my niece Lillian had finally gone totally berserk, and out of a crazy jealousy she was killing everyone, and that she thought had gotten between her and me. She managed just about to murder everyone till she attacked Rudy with my Derringer. Rudy managed to wrestle the gun from her, and in self-defense, killed her instead. My nephew, seeing as everyone else was already dead, decided to finish the job by killing me with a hypodermic needle, and say if I died of a heart attack induced by the terrible deeds my niece had done. I can't stand much more of this, Laura. Please find Celine and tell her to fire one of the signal rockets that we can use to summon help in emergencies. I somehow knew that one day Rudy would be afoul of the law. You've been a loyal servant to me for many years, I don't get any money? Come on. Miss Bow, I know you found an old Civil War treasure on my estate. And since you bravely saved my life, I'll let you keep every dime of it for yourself, as a reward. Thank you, Colonel Dijon. That was very kind of you. You know, Beauregard, people are funny creatures. They're greedy, they're rude, they're selfish. Yeah, that's why we live way out here, to get away from them, but we couldn't get away from them completely. Could we, boy? No, not completely, but everything will be okay now. Yeah, so... I mean, obviously it's still all gonna be the same. Perhaps mankind was the real animal. So it was Lillian. Oh, okay, the items used more than once is the crackers. So that's us feeding... guess when you think about it, none of it makes any sense. Oh, and we learned that Lillian... Okay, yeah, Lillian murdered the most people. Okay. Oh, wow. She was the real murderer. Okay, yeah, that all we have to do now is feed the bird the cracker twice, and that would be everything. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Thank you everyone who stopped by. That was a fun one. I liked it. I really like that you can they kind of want you to play a lot more. Oh, what did I earn? Ha, have hats. Ah, thank you for the have hats. Super detective using a walkthrough. Ha. All right, let's see. That one was fun. Tomorrow we're doing another Garage Kit stream. We're painting Ishtar again. And then I think the game that's going to be next week is The Dagger of Amon-Ra. That's the sequel to this one, The Colonel's Bequest. I really like this one. I think it's interesting that you can just kind of keep playing it over and over again. I kind of like that more than... I like that a little bit more than the King's Quest approach. I think it's interesting. Like, I like King's Quest, but I think this is, like, an interesting side thing. So let's see. Who can we raid? Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. Yay! Thank you for the bits! Go, 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 Rhea. Oh, they're a gorilla. That's funny. Okay. They're a gorilla. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, thank you everyone so much. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Garage Kit stream. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I already said that. Have a great weekend. Thank you for helping me solve a moiter. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Ah.